Hi everyone, welcome to the Sports Editor. Daryn Dupavillon. Now that's a guy that's been making a lot of headlines recently, and with his call up to South Africa shows that hard work does pay off. Daryn was in an interesting situation in his life where for a couple of years he got a serious injury and even thought, well, perhaps cricket's not for him. But through some perseverance and some wise words from his father, he's pulled through and now he's doing some great stuff in the cricket world. So we chatted to Daryn, got a bit of his perspective on how it all began for him, obviously being in Coke Week and then making his first class debut, to bowling to some of the Dolphins players, and now he's made it professionally as a cricketer. Please also note that unfortunately the Gremlins decided to climb into the audio track, so the first sort of minute and a half it's very muffled and we haven't got quite right, but did our best to try and fix it. But besides that, please enjoy the chat. Thanks very much. Daryn, welcome to the Sports Editor. It's really good to have you on the show.
Oh, thank you very much for having me. Yep.
Good man, good. Daryn, first question. So what do you do all day?
What do I do all day? You're meaning during the lockdown?
Yeah, I'm joking, Daryn. No, I'm joking. That's not a question at all.
Okay, no problem.
No, but seriously, Daryn, it's really good to chat to you. Thanks very much for obliging to chat to the Sports Editor. You've been watching your career quite closely and say that you're really on the up and you're working hard. So thanks very much for taking the time to chat to us.
No, man, thank you for having me.
Daryn, you had an early start to your career. I think it was at about the age of 19 you got picked to play for KZN Inland, play against Dolphins in your first class debut. Was that the sort of start you're looking for, and did it motivate you to go to the next level?
Yeah, look, it was a bit of an eye opener, my debut. I think we ended up getting pumped by Northwest. I was still playing for Inland at the time. Grant Morgan was the coach, and he sort of included me sort of off the back end of a little injury I picked up at Coke Week. So yeah, unfortunately I got to play the last 3 games of the season, I think it was, for Inland. And yeah, I think it was you definitely feel the step up from schoolboy cricket to first class cricket at that time.
No, definitely. But then soon after that, it was a call up to the Dolphins. And in terms of playing ability, was confidence a key thing for you to be able to play for the Dolphins?
Yeah, fortunately, Lance Klusner involved me in quite a lot of practice sessions and stuff like that. I think when I started up at the Dolphins, I was on a semi-professional contract, so I was playing in the B side, but I was still in the academy side, and then I was being used as a bowler in the nets for the Dolphins side. So I was quite fortunate that I had the opportunity to sort of be around the Dolphins side from sort of the moment I got out of school in terms of net practices and stuff like that. So I was definitely comfortable on the side, and I think having guys like Kyle Abbott, Keshav Maharaj, Craig Alexander, Rob Freiling in the mix, it was actually quite easy to be settled. There wasn't a lot of pressure on me because those guys are phenomenal at their craft. So yeah, there wasn't much pressure on me to sort of go into that environment, and Lance was very good with it. He just wanted me to run in and bowl fast, and didn't really matter what I went for. He just wanted me to sort of play that role because we had guys like Keshav and Carl that would pick up wickets on any wicket they played on.
No, that's excellent. So yeah, you definitely had almost a baptism of fire having to bowl to those guys. So it's good. But then chatting about that, taking wickets, 10 for 64 is your best spell thus far. It was against Western Province. And do you feel that all that coaching and being able to bowl to the Dolphins guys has helped you get to, levels like that?
Yeah, I think so. Look, it took me a while to get my first 10. I think that was probably in my 5th or 6th season of cricket. I was fortunate I picked up a few fifers before that, but never quite managed to get to the 10-fer. But yeah, look, it's something that's from within. I think every time I play, I want to get wickets. It's the most important thing, and maybe it's a pride thing, who knows? But yeah, I just love taking wickets. I love bowling fast, and I'm fortunate when it does go my way.
That's brilliant. That's so good. Because in first class cricket, you've really taken 178 wickets in 57 matches. And like a typical fast bowler, once you get momentum, you're hard to stop. Would you agree?
Yeah, look, I think if you look at most fast bowlers around the world, once they get their tails up, they're very difficult to stop. And certainly growing up in the period where, in my younger years, I watched Brett Lee and all the fast bowlers of that era, and then as I got older, got to watch Dale Steyn throughout his international career, and watching how they go about it and how their tails get up once they get a sniff is phenomenal. I think it's something that I tried to mold my game on, and yeah, like I said, it almost comes down to a bit of a pride thing. You know, you want to be better than the batter every time you bowl to them, and you want to get them out. So I guess every time you bowl, you want to take wickets. So
no, that's so
yeah, I guess it stems from there.
No, that's brilliant. Very, very good. And then obviously, you know, your career's been making progress. The big moment came. You got the call up to play for South Africa, and then 1 for 21 and 6 overs is quite a good return on your debut. How did you relish that opportunity?
Yeah, look, it definitely came as quite a surprise. I'd actually just finished a Lions game, or Dolphins game against the Lions, and I was playing golf with the guys the day afterwards when I got the call. So it was quite a chaotic 24 hours. Had to rush off, of course, we were on the second hole, had to rush home, pack, get to the airport in time, and then obviously shoot across to Joburg, get from Joburg to Potch to join up with the team. As I arrived, went straight into team meeting, straight to dinner, straight back to the analyst, and
sure.
It was all a quick process, so it was a really, really chaotic 24 hours, but I think it was probably the best thing that could have happened, because I didn't really get much time to overthink it or anything like that. And yeah, it was quite nice. Bouch came up to me the morning of the game and just said, look, there's absolutely no pressure on you. I just want you to enjoy yourself and do what you do. And I think I was fortunate that the guys around me were incredibly supportive, and yeah, fortunately it went well.
That's brilliant. Well, that's very encouraging words from Bouchy to come across and say that to you. That gives you a bit of motivation there. That's brilliant. And you know, you obviously you take each day as it comes and you just do what you need to do. But would you be quite keen on another call up for South Africa?
Yeah, most definitely. It was such an incredible experience. Definitely the highlight of my career so far. Looking back, sort of the last 2 years, where I had been struggling for injuries and sort of trying to make decisions on whether I carry on playing the game or I give it up. I had that 2-year period where I couldn't get on the park. I think I played 3-4 games. Over that 2-year period, I lost my contract with the Dolphins. Fortunately, they were happy to keep me on a semi-pro, so it didn't mean I was completely out of the game, but the injuries definitely took their toll, and there were a lot of hard conversations with my dad on whether I should carry on playing or not. But fortunately, he reminded me that it is the dream and it's everything I want to do. There's nothing else I can see myself doing. So yeah, I was fortunate that I got past the injury stage, and I think over those 2 years, the dream of playing for South Africa seemed so far away. I just sort of forgot about it. You fall far down in the line of the next ins and so on. And yeah, just getting that taste sort of reignited that dream, and definitely gave me a taste for more.
That's brilliant, and yeah, the fact that you almost called it quits, but you kept going, just shows the depth that you have as a person, and also the willingness to do what it takes to make it professionally. So I think it's a due reward for you to actually get the call up to South Africa. Well done, Daryn. That's brilliant.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Talking about friends and things like that, David Miller, did he put you under any pressure at all with a few comments or trips along the way?
No, fortunately not. Millsy's always been incredible to me. I was fortunate when I made my debut. Back then, he was still playing a lot of first-class cricket for the Dolphins too, so I've been with him for a long time. I've played with him for a long time, and I consider him a good friend. You know, we both came through Maritzburg College. He obviously finished before I started there, but there was always that sort of connection, and yeah, I consider him a good friend, and was fortunate to have him and his support on the field for my international debut.
Yeah, that's brilliant. And talking about Maritzburg College, obviously the school that you attended, how critical was it that cricket was such a well-supported sport at the school during your time there?
Yeah, look, I grew up in a small town of Mpangeni, up in Zululand, and had a wonderful primary schooling at Grantley that definitely set up the foundation of all sports, really. I played all sports there. But my parents were adamant that if I did want to sort of push my sport career and so on, I would have to go to one of the bigger schools that play around the country, so you can sort of test yourself against the best in the country and ultimately grow as a player. You know, you go from a small pool to a big pool of players. So yeah, definitely leaving Impangeni and so on to go to Maritzburg College was a massive step in sort of my development of my career. But to go to an institution then where cricket was such a focused sort of sport at the school, obviously behind rugby as most schools. But yeah, I think I was fortunate to go through a period with Mark Beshay there, who I think was the reason why I decided to make a career out of this. You know, he sort of taught you what to expect after cricket or after your school cricket career, so to say. So you sort of knew what you were getting into after school.
No, that's excellent. That sounds like good preparation. And talking about your sort of school career coming to an end back in 2012, you attended the Coke Week and you got the Coke Player of the Week, and you took 7 wickets against Northwest, I think it was in that week. Was it hunger for success that drove you to do well that week?
Yeah, you could say so. I mean, I was fortunate to play in 2 Coke Weeks. 2011 one down in Cape Town. I had a really, really good Coke Week. I was one of the top wicket takers in the tournament, and I actually ended up missing out of the SA scores and SA, I think it's called SUD back then. So yeah, I think I went back with sort of a hunger that I really wanted to make the side after missing out in 2011. I actually decided I was going to give up hockey so that I could focus on cricket and make that push to make the SA school side and possibly SA and the 19 side. And fortunately, Besh convinced me to get back into hockey just so I could have that break from cricket, and I definitely think that was important. But yeah, just that hunger to sort of come back, do it again. I was very fortunate that I did pick up as many wickets as I did at the 2012 Coke Week, and then what happened from there was obviously testament to what I'd put in for that Coke Week.
You know, because one thing that I find interesting, you know, you're just talking there about hard work and putting effort in. You know, if anyone wants to make it in the game, they have to do one thing. And in your mind, what would that be?
Yeah, look, there are many different aspects to it, but certainly the sacrifice that goes into it, I don't think people understand how much you sacrifice. It's a long game, you know, you're away from family all the time, you're on the field for a full day, so there are a lot of sacrifices involved, and stemming back to working hard, you know, I was fortunate that my career happened or took off from a very young age, so I went into franchise cricket at a young age, so you sort of fall into a sort of pattern where it's happened so easily for you, you don't have to work so hard, and you see it a lot in a lot of youngsters, and I think because it's easy, you sort of miss out that period of how hard you do have to work to further your career. And I think I sort of only realized that after my injury, after my 2 years of being injured, when I came back and I wasn't straight back into the team, I didn't have a contract. A lot of people had surpassed me in terms of the fast bowlers around the country, and that sort of then made me realize, you know, a lot more effort needs to be put into my career, because you can actually lose it that quickly. That's all it really takes, is a year of not playing, and there's a new youngster that's better and has more potential. And so I think the earlier you're willing to put in the effort and work towards it, the faster your career can develop. No,
that's excellent, because that's one thing that's so critical, and I don't know if everyone always understands that hard work is hard, but it eventually pays off. And it's so good to see, Daryn, that you've put your mind down to it and you've stuck through it, and then look what's happened. You've got to represent South Africa, so that's absolutely brilliant.
I appreciate that, thank you.
Daryn, as we sort of draw towards an end, touch a bit on the Dolphins season. Guys, it's so well in the Momentum Cup, finishing top and being awarded with a trophy. Are you happy with the season? How it went for you guys?
Yeah, very much so. I think we've got a good thing going here at the Dolphins now. We've had quite a large influx over the last 2 or 3 years of players from around the country, young players. I think it's probably one of the younger Dolphin sides we've had, certainly in my 6-7 years at the Dolphins. So yeah, there's been a sort of change in personnel. A lot of our youngsters are doing really well, which has been nice to see. We haven't had to rely on the senior guys, even though they have been doing well themselves. But it's just been, I think, the right time to start a new culture and develop a team environment that we all want to be part of. And I think because we have this large, our core is made up of younger players, it's been easy to work out the team culture and so on. And it's a good space that the guys are in, and we've seemed to find something special here under the coaching of Imran Khan. So we'll see what happens in this next season. I know the boys are all hungry to get back on the field. I think it was a fitting end to how well we played, and definitely in the second part of the season. I think we were sort of finding our feet and so on in the first half of the season. But yeah, once we came back December, we won those 2-3 4-day games, and it just kicked straight into an incredible one-day campaign.
No, that's absolutely brilliant. So good to hear you guys. Yeah, you really have worked hard. Daryn, last thing, how are you guys keeping busy? Are they sending you a bit of a training program? Lots of meetings going on, or is it all just chilled?
Yeah, look, we were obviously all meant to get together from, I think it was the 1st of May, but obviously with the restrictions and so on in place, we haven't been able to. So yeah, we've all been sent programs, we're all following a specific program. Obviously some guys have better access to training facilities. I'm fortunate where my girlfriend's family, where I'm staying at the moment, has a private gym at home, so I've been able to train as per normal. Whereas some guys have obviously been locked up in flats and so on, so have only been able to actually start training now once the exercise regulations have been put in place. So yeah, it has been quite difficult, but it does seem like everyone's sort of doing their own work in their own way, whether it be bodyweight stuff and so on. So yeah, I think the guys are just keen for this to all come to an end now, so that we can all meet up, which will probably be around June time, hopefully, if this comes to an end.
Let's hope.
So yeah.
Daryn, so good to hear your story. It's always encouraging to hear how sports people have progressed, and they've just worked hard, and they've worked through their challenges, and I think you're a prime example of that, and can't wait to watch your career as it unfolds even more, and yeah, you get stuck in there and take as many wickets as you can.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much, Ryan.
Daryn, thanks so much for your time, but really appreciate it.
No problem.
Later, man.
Bye.
Bye-bye.